All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the fourth part of the show, we're going to now get into talking about the Packers Cardinals game from Sunday. The Packers dominating performance over the Cardinals, winning 34-13. And we'll go through the specifics. So both teams punted to start off the game. Packers then put together a 5-play, 44-yard drive, 2.5 minutes. A time of possession down the field. Well, they had good field position to start off the drive. You had a 14-yard run by Josh Jacobs. Then a 16-yard run by Bo Melton. It was kind of an end-around play that they did. And then Jordan Love connected with Jaden Reed for a 5-yard touchdown. He's been a touchdown machine so far this year with Jordan Love. Then the Cardinals punted. Packers then went up 14-0 on an 11-play, 80-yard drive. Love connected with Romeo Doubs for 19 yards. Emmanuel Wilson for 19 yards. They eventually got down to the Cardinals 10, and Jordan Love connected with Romeo Doubs for a 10-yard touchdown. So, yeah, that made it 14-0. Cardinals punted again. Packers put together a field goal drive. Narveson ended up getting cut, their kicker. 36-yard field goal. The Packers brought in Brandon McManus. So he's going to be their new kicker. So, yeah, it was 17-0. Cardinals punted, and then literally on the first play, Love connects with Christian Watson for a 44-yard touchdown. So good to get him back. Well, he made his return last week, but, you see what Christian Watson can do when he's healthy. And that's why I took him in fantasy late, because I do believe that, he can make plays for this offense. And, I did say I think he's the best receiver on the team, although Jaden Reed is making me eat my words because, he's the best receiver on the team right now. But Christian Watson's healthy. Christian Watson can make plays. And you saw that on Sunday. Cardinals then put together a touchdown drive. Kyler Murray connected with Michael Wilson. This was an 18-yard touchdown. They made it 24-7. Jordan Love then threw a pick on the next drive, but that's because Bo Melton slipped. So that got intercepted by Sean Murphy-Bunting, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Cardinals then turned that into a field goal. Ryland kicked a 38-yard field goal. So, yeah, 24-10 at the half. Cardinals opened up the second half with the field goal drive. Ryland from 40 yards out. So, yeah, that made it 24-13. Packers then put together a touchdown drive. This one, Love looked like he was going to get sacked. And he kind of just threw the ball up. And Romeo Doubs was able to catch it and score his second touchdown of the game from 20 yards out. So, yeah, that made it 31-13. Cardinals then fumbled. This was a James Conner fumble. Packers did miss a field goal on that. Then the Cardinals fumbled again. And then the Packers turned that into a field goal. Narveson from 41 yards out. And then the Cardinals fumbled again after that. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Packers win 34-13. They improved to 4-2 on the season. Cardinals drop to 2-4. After that big win against the Niners, they go into Green Bay and they just could not get anything going. Well, Marvin Harrison Jr., part of the problem was Marvin Harrison Jr. left the game with a concussion. He was out. This happened very early on in the game. So, yeah, they were missing him. Cardinals just could not run the football. James Conner only had 24 yards on the ground. He's dealing with an ankle injury, but doesn't seem to be very serious. Trey Benson ended up being their leading rusher with 26 yards. DeMarcado had 25. Murray had 14. And Kyler Murray passing went 22 of 32, 214 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. But, yeah, 3 fumbles in this game. One by Greg Deutsch, one by Murray, one by James Conner. The leading receiver was Trey McBride. 8 receptions for 96 yards. DeMarcado had 5 for 39. Greg Dortch had 3 for 36. Cardinals defense, no sacks in this game. And then for the Packers, Jordan Love, 22 of 32, 258 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Packers ran the ball for 179 yards. Jacobs had 62 yards on the ground. Emmanuel Wilson, 54 yards on the ground. Bo Melton, 27. Christian Watson, their leading receiver, 3 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. Romeo Doubs 3 for 49 and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Reed had 6 for 28 and a touchdown. Packers defense, they also had no sacks in this game. But, the defense is, playing well so far this year. After week 1, against the Vikings, they got shredded, but then they were better in the second half. But Packers defense is not bad. But their offense, with Jordan Love back, like I said before, they are kicking into that second gear. And this is another good game for this weekend. You got the Packers and the Texans going at it in Lambeau, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I wish this game was, in the later window or the Sunday night game. But that is going to be a very exciting game because those two teams are playing really well. Texans are 5-1, Packers, 4-2, and they're 4-2, and right now they're tied with the Bears, but they're in last place. But that's how good this division is. The Vikings are 5-0, Lions are 4-1, and then the Bears and Packers are both 4-2. But now once these teams start playing each other, then things are going to change. But yeah, this is the best division in football, and it's not even close. And that's what we thought the AFC North was going to be. But it's been the NFC North so far. So Packers they look good right now, and the Cardinals. They are who we thought they were. They're going to be a competitive team. They really weren't that competitive in this game. But, they're going to be a team that finishes with, 6 wins maybe this year. And you see a lot of these games where Kyler Murray and this offense gets shut down. Right now they're not as good as some of these other teams in the NFC. But then again, you look at, the game 2 weeks ago against the Niners, they win that. But then you could say, well, it's a divisional game. But yeah. This is what the Cardinals are right now. So, obviously you hope Marvin Harrison Jr. he's back for their next game. Him leaving early, that definitely changed the game plan. But yeah, also their defense is not good either. That defense got shredded. Packers ran the ball for almost 200 yards. The receivers are making plays. Actually, the receivers got banged up in this game. Dontavian Wicks left with a shoulder injury. Jaden Reed was out for a little bit, but he at least came back. Dontavian Wicks never came back. So we'll see what the extent of that injury is. But I did want to bring up Romeo Doubs because, there was all that news he was making about, not being involved in the offense, and, he got disciplined by the Packers. But, plays in this game, has 2 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs is an important player to this offense. And, the Packers, there's not one receiver you look at and say that's the number one guy. I guess you could say Jaden Reed. But, Christian Watson makes plays. Romeo Doubs is making plays. Jaden Reed's making plays. The tight ends are pretty good. Tucker Kraft has been the better of the two between him and Musgrave. The Packers could beat you many different ways. And, getting Jordan Love back was huge. And, look, they could have beaten the Vikings a couple weeks ago coming back, being down by so much. That didn't happen. But Jordan Love's been solid so far. And I think he's second in touchdown passes? It's something ridiculous. And just, despite missing a couple games. Let's see if I can. I know, I forget where I saw it, but he was like, yeah, he was like second in touchdown passes despite missing, the amount of time that he missed. Well, Joe Burrow has 12. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield has 15. Jordan Love has 12. So, yeah, he's tied with Joe Burrow for 12 touchdown passes. And he missed games this year. So just imagine what would have happened had he not missed those games. He'd probably be first in touchdown passes. So, yeah, he's playing well. The excuse me, Packers, they are still battling the bug that I have here. But yeah, no, he's playing well, and I'm really curious to see how this NFC North shapes out as we progress throughout the year, because each team is playing well. And the Bears are starting to find it. They're running the football well. Caleb Williams is playing well. Jordan Love and the Packers, they're playing well. The Lions, I mean, we'll see now with the Aiden Hutchinson injury how that affects the defense, because it is going to have an impact. And then the Vikings, it's a tough division, and we could see all four of those teams make the playoffs the way things are going right now. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think, though, about this game. What were your takeaways from it? Let me know in the comments. Packers improved to 4-2. Cardinals dropped to 2-4. So, when we come back from our final break of the show, we will get into talking about my power rankings after Week 6. I'll rank my top 5 teams after Week 6. So, that is what we will do when we return from our last break. So, for one final time today, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.